No one's coming. I learned that a long time ago, and it changed my life. See, most people are waiting for a break, waiting for a miracle, waiting for somebody to hand them an opportunity. But I'm telling you, if you sit on the sidelines, hoping someone will come to your rescue, you'll wait your whole life. The cavalry isn't coming. There is no magic rope being thrown down from above. If you don't save yourself, you're going to stay stuck. Now that's a hard truth, but it's a necessary one. We live in a world where people expect life to be fair. But fairness was never part of the deal. The sun doesn't rise for some and not for others. It rises for everybody. But it's your responsibility to rise with it. You've got to get up even when you don't feel like it. That's the difference between the person who makes progress and the person who stays behind. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's action. It's the decision to move, even when everything inside you screams to stay down. How many times have you waited for things to get easier? How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow? And what happened? Tomorrow came and went, didn't it? You thought the conditions had to be perfect before you could act. But here's the truth. The conditions will never be perfect. If you keep waiting for the storm to pass, you'll miss the opportunity to learn how to sail in the wind. Life is messy. It's chaotic. It doesn't come with guarantees. But you've got to get up anyway. Because if you don't fight for your own life, who will? Years ago, I found myself broke. 30 years old. I was embarrassed. I couldn't pay my bills. I couldn't even look myself in the mirror without feeling ashamed. But here's what changed everything. I stopped waiting for someone else to fix my life. I realized that no mentor, no friend, no family member, and certainly no government was going to turn things around for me. It had to be me. And the moment I accepted that, everything began to shift. Was it easy? Absolutely not. It was hard work. Real, honest work. But once I took ownership of my life, things began to move. You've got to own your situation no matter how uncomfortable it feels. Ownership is the first step toward freedom. Because once you take responsibility, you stop waiting. And when you stop waiting, you start moving. A lot of people say, you don't understand. I've got too many problems. I've been through too much. I'm stuck. Listen, I understand pain. I understand being stuck. But I'm telling you, the way out is through movement, not excuses. Life has knocked us all down at some point. But it's not what knocks you down that defines you. It's whether or not you get back up. And that choice is always in your hands. Excuses are dangerous. They give you permission to stay where you are. But excuses don't pay the bills. Excuses won't help you grow. Excuses won't get you to where you need to be. At some point, you've got to stop making excuses and start making progress. Do you know what progress feels like? It's not always glamorous. Sometimes progress looks like getting out of bed when you'd rather stay buried under the covers. Sometimes it's showing up to the job you don't like while you build the life you dream of. It's putting in the reps at the gym even when you're tired. It's reading the book when your mind would rather watch TV. It's making that call, sending that email, and having that conversation you've been avoiding. Progress is not some grand event. It's a small, daily effort, a decision to keep moving forward, inch by inch. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. There will be days when you feel like giving up. Days when it feels like the world is against you. Those are the days that will test you. But let me remind you, the only way to fail is to quit. If you keep getting up, if you keep moving, no matter how small the steps, you are not failing. You're learning. You're growing. You're getting closer to the person you need to become. And isn't that what life is about? It's not about what you get. It's about who you become in the process. I once heard a story about two men trapped in a deep, dark hole. They were sitting there waiting for someone to come along and pull them out. Hours passed, then days. One man finally stood up and said, "No one's coming. If we're going to get out, we've got to climb." The other man shook his head and stayed seated. "It's too hard," he said. "We'll never make it." But the first man didn't listen. He scraped his hands raw, he slipped, he fell, but he kept climbing. You know what? He made it out. And do you know what happened to the man who stayed in the bottom of that hole? He's still there. Not because he couldn't climb, but because he didn't try. That's how life works. You don't have to be perfect to get out of the hole. You just have to keep climbing. And every time you fall, you get back up. You learn, you adjust, you keep moving. There will be times when you doubt yourself. Times when the people around you doubt you too. But the only thing that matters is that you don't give up on yourself. If you get up one more time than you fall, you win. That's the secret. It's not complicated, but it is hard. And that's what makes it worth it. So, ask yourself, what's holding you back right now? What's keeping you down? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Is it the belief that things will never change? I've been there. I know what it's like to feel like you're stuck in quicksand. But here's the thing about quicksand. The more you panic, the deeper you sink. But if you stay calm and start moving deliberately, you can pull yourself out. Slowly, yes. Painfully, yes. But step by step, inch by inch, you will get out. You've got to learn to be your own rescue team. There's no waiting for someone to sweep in and make everything better. No one owes you anything, but you owe yourself everything. You owe it to yourself to keep going, to keep trying, to keep believing that something better is possible. Life doesn't hand out guarantees, but it offers opportunities if you're willing to take them. And taking them means action. It means getting up, dusting yourself off, and doing the work. Some people think that success is about luck or connections. But I'm telling you, the person who gets up and shows up every day will always outlast the person who waits for luck. Talent can only take you so far. Luck is unpredictable. But persistence, that's within your control. You don't have to be the smartest, the strongest, or the most talented person in the room. But you do have to be the person who doesn't quit. You have to be the person who gets up every time life knocks them down. When I started out, I didn't have much, but I had hunger. And hunger will get you farther than talent ever will. Hunger makes you get up when others stay down. Hunger makes you work when others rest. Hunger keeps you going when others quit. So if you're hungry, if you want something more, get up and go after it. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the right moment. There is no right moment. There's only now. And what you do with now will determine where you end up tomorrow. You've got to take control of your own story. You've got to become the hero of your own life. Heroes aren't perfect. They're just people who refuse to stay down. And you can be that person. You can be the one who gets up, who fights back, who builds something better, even when it's hard, even when it hurts. So don't wait. Don't make excuses. Don't sit on the sidelines hoping someone will save you. Get up and save yourself. Because you can. And because your future depends on it.